Oh,
fuck! Guess who showed up?
PM on
No, we're never leaving.
And 6:06 p.m. on Monday.
Should I go on there and just
Tim's
scream
script.
and say TRR? He's trying
Yes.
to fucking do
The
it.
signing
Do it.
on video
Do it.
definitely-
Metokur,
Jim.
go on Nick's stream.
To where
Go on Nick's
Oh
stream.
my
Fuck
God.
with him.
Hey,
more
listen, you
culpable, I
goofs.
think,
All
than
right,
before
I'm
the
giving that
stream.
man some respect.
And that-
You
for
can
Tim
tell
to put
Tonka,
himself. I
you
don't
know,
know
he's
why
like
he
he's
did,
part of the
but that's-
lineage of those
that's
wind
what I can
talkers,
say
you know, the
for
code
certain.
talkers from fucking
Other
World War
than
II.
that,
This motherfucker is full of hot air. He doesn't ever shut the fuck up.
all of this
Metokur,
stuff
go,
happened.
Jim,
You know,
go
I'm
on
not
Nick's
in
stream.
anyone's head.
No, I want to hear Keem go off on him. Can you
Yeah,
wrap that
Keem,
up?
get in there.
But,
Oh, he already
that
jumped.
much
He's
I can
going.
Oh,
say.
shit.
He went again.
I apologize,
How
Nick.
the
here we
You're,
go.
you're,
You
you're
always
a really
come in
nice
twice.
guy, Nick, and so I'll do it for you. Tonka, fucking leave. Nick has been trying to hint to you to get the fuck off because he has to read the donations and he has to go to bed. Unlike you, he has a real fucking job. So get the fuck out of here and quit wasting his time. He's got shit to do.
He was asking. You're terrible at everything, Keem. Just go.
Okay. The chat link is out. I can't do anything about it anymore.
That's
Oh, that's good.
Again, it's not about respect for anything. It's not about anything like that. That's not the thing with them.
He would never stop.
Jim, hop on.
It's-
Give the
it's-
coup de grace.
I
Come
don't
on.
think that
Be a
Tim is
pal.
bad guy. It's
I don't
just
think so.
Fucking a lot of shit coming at him at once. He's getting shit.
God, he
people
won't
act
shut the
weird.
fuck
He
up.
just
really.
won't. He
The
won't
fucking, like,
stop.
on
No.
the Twitter accounts. Go look at any of the
Jim,
social media.
go. Nail
Fucking
him. Come
shit constantly.
on.
Gentlemen, I've been
I
enjoying
don't
the
know what
show.
the fuck
Don't make me
happened
talk to
with that.
Donga.
It's weird.
Come on, man. You
That's
can do
torture.
it.
Oh.
Honestly,
At least
he's
Did it
embarrassed
work? Did he
himself so
leave?
bad.
Seeing that.
No,
No,
it didn't.
he's
No.
not.
We gotta get
Nobody's
Jim
gonna-
in. Get Jim
nobody's gonna
in.
say that
Go,
on
Jim.
the side.
Go.
Oh, that
They don't
definitely
run what
won't
they
work.
got.
He'll stay for that.
Yeah, I was
one.
gonna say,
Well,
Coach, don't.
Yeah,
He
that's why
will
it's
dig
always
himself a
like-
wigwam hole and fucking set up a teepee in the middle of it.
I
Never
know, like,
leave.
I try to be as fair as
Come
possible.
on, Jim.
We'll be here
Do
till
it.
6
Come
a.m. and
on.
then Jim gets
Specific
on there.
dog in this
Oh,
fight.
God.
I talked to Andy and he's been nice to me. You've been
Oh,
nothing but
he's-
courteous to me. I have
Is
no
he
reason
finally?
to disbelieve or distrust you in any sort of way either. So
Nick is
whatever
some kind of
happens,
lawyer because he
I
gutted
hope the
Tonka,
fight
and
does
Tonka is
eventually
thanking
happen.
him.
Unfortunately for me, is I won't be able
And
to
you all
go
doubted
probably
him.
to a second event.
Oh, at
doubted
the
him.
beginning,
I
at the
admit,
beginning,
I
I was
doubted
a
him.
little bit, just
I
a little
doubted
bit.
him.
Well, I was getting frustrated because it
I
was.
apologize for the.
So goddamn
That's how good of a
slow,
lawyer
but
Nicky
it was
Rackett
worth
is.
it.
That's
It
true.
was like,
And
yeah.
everything falling.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was really boring and drawn out. Nick could have made it a little bit faster.
Well,
I fell
he
asleep
was-
during parts of it. I'll admit
This is
that.
his style.
He was getting
Wow.
uncomfortable. Yeah,
Yeah. This is
it
how
was
he
perfect.
works.
It was perfect. It couldn't
He
have
was,
been
he
any.
was pulling some Perry Mason shit there.
Exactly.
Like, oh, yeah,
Totally,
yeah, relax.
totally.
We're friends. We're friends.
Yes.
You know, let's talk for a
Buddy.
while.
Yeah,
An
buddy.
offer, and he accepted for the 2000.
I like
compared
you.
to the
I'm your
Columbo.
friend. Yes, you can
All right,
trust
man.
me.
Well, I'm gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I call
I'm
you a
gonna start
faggot? It's
reading
a
all these
whiskey.
things
I didn't
if
mean
you
to
wanna
do
check
that.
them out.
Wait, let's see. Is he actually?
I just wanted to.
Oh, he's
get
actually
out one
leaving.
more, make sure the last thing I said was.
Oh,
no,
how
God.
it all went, because
Oh
I-
no,
Ralph,
he's
check
on,
your DMs on
He's
Discord.
he's on another speech.
Okay.
I am sorry for how it all went. I don't think anybody else.
And he's still because
Well,
Nick
he
asked
knows,
him to
man.
peace out
Thanks for-
again.
oh, he's
Yeah.
gone. Thanks for
he
coming
knows.
on,
He
Tonka.
knows
Have
that
a
this
good
is the
night.
last time he's gonna be
Uh,
on anybody's stream. It's over for him. He
Let's
knows
get
it. That's why he's
through,
hanging on.
Like a million chats.
He's still not
Thank you,
leaving.
chat, for hanging out with us. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Finally!
It turned out, not really
Woo!
as
The
planned.
engine's dead.
Holy
So he
shit.
actually.
Take
By
a
the way,
hint,
I
Tonka.
just saw a message from SPCC and it was too late. God damn it! I would have definitely sent him the link. Oh man. Well, I apologize. I think he's gonna be back on Thursday though.
Can we give Nick a round of applause for getting Andy and everybody in there after getting
Nick,
that going?
Nick. Woohoo!
That was
Nick.
some beautiful shit.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Did you see the look on his face and the thumbs up when he did it?
Oh, beautiful.
And the
That is
sipping
a
of
meme
the-
for the ages.
Of his drink with the pinky out, like a true
Oh
gentleman.
man. It
So,
was
Ralph,
awesome.
I have a surprise for you guys and for the chatters. I know they were getting annoyed with me, but during that fight, or during that little argument where Andy and him were screaming, I got a response back via text from the actual commissioner of
Really?
the fight commission from Tennessee. Like I said, when I did the IBS Apocalypse a year ago, I was trying to tell Keem about this. I actually called every single fighting commission that Tonka ever claimed that he fought out of. And I spoke with Georgia, I spoke with Tennessee, and I spoke with Alabama, and they had never heard of him. They had no record of him ever being licensed as a fighter. And the funny thing is the Tennessee fight commissioner, Glenn Kopchak, him and I talked for over an hour, and he said that Tonka was full of shit, that there was no record of Tonka ever fighting in Tennessee, and that he sounded like a serial bullshitter. And
Damn.
it's really funny.
What else did you talk about? I mean, an hour long just to get to that point?
We went through every single name that he had, because at the time Tonka was going by Robbie Vio, Robbie Pilkington, and Michael Pilkington was his other name. So we went through all of those. We also checked if he ever ran a fighting promotion, if he was ever licensed to be a fighting promoter, like he claimed that he was in those states. They had no record of him ever. And he was such a nice guy. He gave me his cell phone number. He said if there was any kind of problem, because he actually thought I was a promoter, he said, call me if you guys ever have a fight in Tennessee, and I'll try to help you out. This guy sounds like a bullshitter. So I kept in touch with him. Tonka also claimed that he wrestled with AJ Styles. I got in touch with Bill Behrens, the fucking promoter and manager
He's
and
the
lawyer
manager of
for AJ Styles. Had a whole conversation with him on Facebook. He said he doesn't know who.
No,
the
but
fuck
wait,
Tonka is.
Zoom. What did the promoter say to you tonight?
He said that he wanted me to call him in the morning when he's in the office, and Andy is going to have a show tomorrow, and we're going to call him live on the air.
Wow!
And we're going to see if we can get this promotion extended.
Dude, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, everybody's been hearing this Tonka guy, and it's just an act. It's not a real person. That's why the fight didn't happen.
Well, I'm going to see if I can get this extended another day, because Tonka said he only needed another day, and the fight commission wouldn't give them the extra day. I'm going to see if we can get him the extra day, and if we can, then we can have the fight.
Yeah, he said he's coming to Knoxville. So if he just needs that extra day to just sort stuff out, sign the new contract and everything, boom, we got it.
Get real. He's never going to sign any fucking
But I did some research, and there's no way that he got this fucking name change.
Did you guys listen to what Zoom just said? This guy's a fraud. There's
He's
no fight is going to happen.
No. Come on, what are you talking about? Fraud?
And I
He's
did some
on the
research.
level. Come on.
There's no way he could have got a name change this quickly, because he would have had to have gone to the probation office in Alabama. Or the probate office. He would have had to file a thing with a clerk, which he just did on Monday, and then he would have to wait.
Well, yeah, the promoter already said. Yeah, the promoter already said
it.
He just filed the paperwork. Like, they don't just let you change your name overnight anywhere.
It takes months.
Yes.
And then you have to go to the Social Security office. You have to file for a new Social Security number. Then you have to go to the DMV. You have to give them all the fucking documentation that he claims he has, and then get a new license. He said that he got his new license on the 10th. That's fucking impossible.
Yeah,
he would have had to have done this months ago.
Dude, it was just an excuse to get out of the fight, okay? And anything that you and Andy do, great, but it's going to be kind of pointless. It'll be just
Coach,
rub his nose into it.
It's not pointless. That's the funny thing about it. Of course he's going to constantly dodge out on it, but every extra opportunity they give him makes him look like even a bigger pussy.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Jim, I don't know if you heard about this, but when I heard that Tonka was not showing up, I had made a promise. I had talked with Ralph about this, with Andy, and some people had let CRP know about this, but I decided that because Tonka is not going to show up to this, and because he was going to be a pussy, that we were going to do a documentary where we went down to his town, where we met with his Ema, had some sweet tea. We would meet with his mother. We would go to his used car lot and interview the employees there and ask about his work ethic.
Yeah, we're going to shoot it Errol Morris.
I like how you mentioned sweet tea. She almost certainly has some sweet tea there.
Here's the best part. I called the sheriff, Matthew Dade, who's the sheriff in Calhoun County, and told him I was going to be doing some filming in his county and that I wasn't going to disturb anything. I was just doing filming, going to do some interviews for people for a live TV show. And he said that he had no problem with me going down there, and that all I had to do was just come to the office and ask for a permit, and it would be $10, and he would let me fucking film anything I wanted.
What do you think about me and Zoom going down there, Jim?
I disavow. I think it's terrible that you guys are going to have SPCC call the used car lot before you show up and say, "Hey, I'm standing outside, bitch. Come take a look," and then wave. I think that's just a mind fuck that you shouldn't be doing.
There's the GoFundMe thing. I'm going to add Ralph, and I'm going to add CRP to it, and we're going to try and crowdfund this. I've written a whole thing about it.
Actually, I liked your blurb. That was really good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but Zoom, you got to be careful, dude. When you were talking to Tonka, you were like, "Yeah, I'm going to your grandma's house and shit." Like, dude, he could spin that around to be like, "This is harassment." Like,
well, look, Zoom. No, wait, Zoom.
You gotta watch
Zoom,
out, man.
Wait, Zoom was playing a character like Tonka does at that point. I mean,
I don't give a fuck. What's he gonna do?
He wasn't serious about any of that. You were just fucking around, right?
Did you hear the fear in his voice when I said that? He's shook. He's a pussy.
You were just kidding, Zoom. You're playing your character.
Dude, I would whip my dick out and piss on his
grandmother. No!
Not a grandmother.
You're going to make a film. You're going to make a film.
Yeah, I'm going to make a film about a pussy.
Oh,
man.
God.
So Zoom, basically, you'll sacrifice anything for art, huh?
I don't.
Well
give a
done.
fuck. The fans deserve this. The IBS community deserves this. They had to sit through 6 hours of autism with me and Tonka and Joaquin screaming at each other. And you know what? I haven't heard a fucking word from Jim since then. That's how autistic it was. It made Jim never want to talk to us again.
It
was pretty bad.
It was pretty fucking awful. I'll be honest.
And you know what's funny is all of that endurance through that autism. 9 months later, you see, I was right the entire fucking time about that guy. Everything I fucking said about that dude from fucking point A to point B was right.
Now let me ask you.
You know what I've noticed about Tonka is he delete. Even when he had his Twitter, he'd delete a lot of tweets here and there. He'll delete his videos almost all the time now.
Yes.
The clip channels don't really clip his shit as much. I mean, you get like Metokur Fembot, but like he doesn't have his own clippers doing it anymore. So he makes all these statements. I don't challenge people to fights. I never said that. That never happened. If somebody could compile that, I guarantee you, you're going to get at least 20 or 30 examples.
We have about I think 12 right now. That's what Metokur Fembot
Yeah, dude. Well, look, there's so many. Fuck. There's at least 5 or 6 that I can think of. So Zoom, he challenged Baked Alaska. Andy, of course. Destiny. There's 4 right there. Yeah, me. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Jim, me.
Bronx Bomber.
Yeah, it's just
he challenged Bronx Bottom to fight.
Yeah, he challenged Bronx Bomber to a fight.
No, I think they wanted to get together. I think they wanted to get together for an AIDS support group.
No, that's not Bronx Blogger. I'm talking about Bronx Bomber.
He challenged me, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's that dude on Discord. He said he would beat the shit out of Tonka, and then Tonka was like, I'm not in that town.
No, let me ask you, Jim. Where do you think this ranks? We were having a debate earlier between this and the Monday Matt stream. Where do you think it ranks?
Oh,
I think. I mean, here's the bottom line with this. Like, he tried to dance around the issues and throw out a bunch of bullshit, but Tonka's the one from the beginning that said, I respect the fight game. I know the fighting world. I'm a part of the fighting world. Andy disrespects it. And yet Andy, the goofy, stuttering Canadian with a cocaine problem, he trained his ass off. You can see his physical form get better over the last couple of months. He got his paperwork in on time. He rented a fucking hotel room. He got shit together to go down there. He's been talking to the promoter and other people to get this set up. Tonka, Mr. I respect everything. Suddenly is changing his fucking name with 3 days left to go. Can't get his paperwork in on time.
Yeah, he filed this Monday.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's all delaying tactics and bullshit. Here's a screen cap that looks edited. Here's a name change. I'm late with this. I'm not going to sign on camera. I'm not going to put a pickup like you asked me for the promotion flyer. It's a load of horseshit. Everybody knows it's a load of horseshit. The funny thing about all of this is Andy was so fucking angry about it. He dragged him to the very last minute where he had to basically look like a fucking putz in front of the entire internet.
Now, but wait, the original question, which was worse, the Monday Matt self-destruction or the Tonka self-destruction?
I would say this, because with Matt, it was kind of contained to the one moment and then some sputtering afterwards.
Yeah.
But with Tonka, it's been 2 months of this shit. Of him just, did you hear him screaming with Andy back and forth? It reminded me.
Fucking funny.
Yeah, when he gets really mad, that's what he does. He's done that with like 3 or 4 people. And don't get me wrong, I do that shit too, but I'm not the one doing it now, so it's funny to me.
Yeah,
I've never yelled ever in my life.
But the thing is also, it's that a lot of people book flights to go to Knoxville, and I'm going there. Like I on my trip home to go down to Knoxville and shit. A lot of people, Rekieta did everything with the 5 kids and shit. Like, a lot of people got put out by this shit.
Yeah,
There's a lot of resentment about
that's
it.
That's the thing. that's the overall main thing is like, you know, him saying that he respects the fighting and stuff. Dude, there was no apology to the fans.
Yeah.
None at all. He didn't take any responsibility. Wait, I take that back. He took 20% of the responsibility of the thing ending. And it's just
where do you change that in for the refund for the plane tickets?
I know.
Now wait, Jim. Wait, they have another offer though. They want him to go.
I listened to Tommy's bullshit earlier today with Oreo and everybody else, where they're talking about if Tonga doesn't show up, Andy doesn't win. Listen, if you say you're going to step into the ring with a motherfucker, you get the promoter and the fans and everybody else to put down money to show up to watch you fight, and then you're fucking around, Mister. I'm the inside in the fighting world. And you don't fucking get this done, but the other guy does, you lose. That's an L. Don't give me this shit. Oh, well, you know, he didn't get in the ring with him. You're right, he didn't, Tommy, because Tonka ran away. He fucked it up at the last minute. That's a loss.
Yeah.
And this, I want to set up a new fight shit. Get fucked, asshole. You had your opportunity and you fucked it up. Why would we trust you with another operation when you couldn't get this one done properly?
I don't think Andy should waste his time. It's like there's no. If I was Andy right now, I would just not even talk to him anymore. Like I would ignore everything from him.
Oh man.
Have you seen their mods? Have you seen these furry fucking mods that he has?
They rate shit about fucking their mothers and shit.
Yeah, that fat fucking otherkin is arguing with me about like I've had so many of these fucking retards talk shit for the last month about how Andy's gonna get his ass kicked and Tonka's gonna teach him a lesson. And now Tonka's fucked it up and people are deleting accounts and deleting tweets. And then they're trying to lie about the deletion, saying that didn't happen when you can go look for yourself. They're so fucking delusional.
Yeah, one of them threatened Gator.
Yeah, I'll kill you, Gator. You're a fucking furry.
Did you see that person's face? Actually, Zoom sent me that.
Yes, no, I'm
only
aware.
way I'd be under threat is if that fucker tried to sit on me.
I'm aware that it's a majority of fat, middle-aged cat women.
Well,
that
I
are
don't.
The fucking Kumite audience.
It looks like Mr. Dink from fucking Doug.
It looks like Pat from SNL.
I don't think a little fox could beat a gator, anyways.
Let's see. Also, Tara Rosa, I've been talking back and forth with her in DM. She's on Twitter suspension, so she can't.
Oh,
tweet.
that's why she couldn't respond. What is she saying?
She couldn't tweet publicly. She put this out. By the way, this is what is this? Niley, whatever the fuck. What's this person's name again? I forgot. Some
Nice Wolf.
It's Niece.
Niece Wolf or some shit. Whatever. I don't. They have
take it back.
They have like
fox.
They have like 15 different accounts, and they all favor each other.
Niece polysexual pagan. It was a Facebook made for her Second Life account.
This is actually Tara Rosa, by the way, because she sent this to me. This is her backup account or whatever. I'm currently on a 7-day Twitter suspension. Yeah, I'm not fucking happy about all this. I'm in Las Vegas teaching a seminar all week. The last thing I needed was this fucking bullshit. I spoke to the promoter and he's utterly dumbfounded just when you think you've seen it all. That's her
Well, she's not fighting people like Tonka is. What the fuck does Tara LaRosa know?
I just got a day suspension too because I called Nick DiOrio a fat retard, and then I called his mom and I said, "Tell your fat ass son to stop raiding my fridge and stealing my Memphis barbecue." And then his mom said she was going to call the cops on me.
Let me just say again, I disavow.
Same. I same.
Disavow it all, but it was hilarious. By the way, what did you think? I want to bring this up, and I hit on this. Tonka was speaking, and I know a lot of people in chat. Shut up, panel. You know, we're talking over them. But Tonka said the reason I changed my name was because of the prank call to his mom. That
he said there were 4 or 5 different things.
Well, but that was the one thing he harped on, though, right?
No, yeah, but every time Nick tried to pin him down, it was
okay. But if that's what was the push that did it, why did he sign that fake name on the contract at the end of November? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So he signed the fake name. He signed that back in... Well, yeah, he signed that back in... Wait, Coach, wait. I'm going to let you talk. He signed that back in November, and then he filed the paperwork to change his name on the 12th of January, and he said that the call was the thing that pushed him to do that. Well, why did he sign that fake name back in November?
Ralph, you need to understand something. All right, Tonka's a smart cookie. I'm gonna take an example from him. Guys, you thought my name was James Patrick O'Shaughnessy. It's actually Patrick James O'Shaughnessy. Checkmate, faggots. Checkmate. I've smoothed it over. No, you never know.
Oh yeah, and that was another thing that Nick pretty much revealed what he changed his name to on stream, which was hilarious. But
what did he change
another
it to?
thing?
Robert.
Yeah, it was like first to middle. I don't remember the exact phrase. I have to go back.
His full name is Michael Robert.
Too much Woodford since then. Yeah, go ahead, Keem.
Another thing that didn't make sense to me, and I think I understood this right, is that the promoter was trying to get him to sign a new contract, right? Yeah. And I was under the understanding that he was trying to get him to sign a new contract so the names matched, right? Yeah. But Tonka was saying it was something else.
Well, the names didn't match because Tonka signed the original contract under the fake name, and then he waited too long, and the fight cards locked on Friday. So then when he turned in the fucking medical blood test, it had a completely different name, and it was the new name. And then the fucking fight promoter is like, dude, the cards are locked with this name. The commission wants this name. Why didn't you tell me you changed your name when you got the medical exam? You're retarded. And then
so what was the new contract? What was the new contract about? What was the reason for that?
They would have to issue a new contract
because
and
of the
try
name.
to get it, try to get the title card unlocked.
They were
the only person
talking.
that can do that is the fucking commissioner.
Yeah, and they were talking about oh, by the way, Dick Masterson, how you doing, sir?
Hey, what up, boys?
Hey,
oh
Dick.
my god!
I saw you were still stirring around on Twitter, so I figured I would send you the link.
I was on Twitter cumming my brains out over the Rekieta thing. Jesus. By the way, how many? I kept thinking you guys were like a clown car sending your guys in. And it's like, wait a minute, who the fuck else is gonna show up? Is Dark B gonna show up? Is Gator gonna show up? Is the guy gonna come on and read Italian news in a second?
Honestly, I didn't want to go in, but I just went in and said a couple little quick things.
I felt bad for Nick.
I felt like I had to. I had to get that one.
No, it was
incredible. I'm disappointed in Jim because he should have shown up there and just like fuck with him a little bit. That would have been
I like
glorious.
watching a good show, gentlemen. I mean, you put one on. I like watching it sometimes, not always necessarily getting in the middle of it.
Yeah.
No.
Jim doesn't want to take all the glory. I mean,
Jim. I mean, like this guy, Tonka, right? He flipped his shit when you stopped going to his show. It would have been just
what was that? Now let me ask you, Jim. He called you a leech and said you were, I guess, sucking his energy away from the show when actually you did a shit ton to help this guy. And
it's Jim's magic, Ethan. You're confused. He's sucking the energy out of you right now.
Yeah, but what is this? What is this? I don't understand how I could say that with a straight face.
I don't know how to run a stream. I need to take advice from 200 Andy over here. You're not even 1,000, really. Really blowing the numbers up.
Somebody actually went and they pulled all of the titles for all of the shows that Tonka has deleted in the past year. And I think he did something like over 320 shows in the past 14 months. And they found that over 260 of them had Jim's name in them.
Really?
Yeah. Over 260 of them, including the one with Amos Yee, where you were on there for 5 minutes, and then they were like,
by the way, Jim didn't even want to go on that show. They pretty much just kept pushing it until he went on.
I remember the whole show was dead air.
I can tell when he went on, he's like, I didn't really want to come on, but I had to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Amos, the funny thing is, like, nobody ever brings up the fact that Amos Yee accused his own lawyer of trying to fuck him when he was a kid, and he gets really angry. He gets really angry when you bring that up. So that was kind of the only reason I popped on.
I'm just so shocked that Zoom keeps bringing on these fucking stats like a stats out of nowhere. He's like 260 of the shows had your name out of 300.
Just like how Tonka was claiming that Failure was going to be his cornerman. To be the fucking cornerman, you have to pay a $25 licensing fee and a $50 application fee. It's the same price to be a combatant.
You gotta understand. See, like Zoom is autistic, but he's our autist. Man, that was fucking funny. That was
fucking Rain
funny.
Man over here.
Yeah, that was fucking funny. Oh,
I started cracking up when he said that he was gonna go to Georgia, because you have to have a fucking written thing that shows that you've engaged in professional mixed martial arts in the past. You have to have a pre-recorded history of fighting multiple fights over a long period of time, and then you have to have a written notarized letter from the state that says that a professional fighter has trained you over a long period of time and that you were licensed and professionally trained to engage in this, even as an amateur.
Oh, he has that in the bag. Remember, he trained 8 hours a day at this special MMA gym.
Oh yeah, don't you remember? I called that gym and they had no fucking idea
you
who he
called the
was.
wrong one. You should have looked for the internet super gym.
There was only one in that state, and they were like, "We don't know who that guy is."
Wait, Zoom. Is there any proof that he did the actual fake wrestling?
Yeah,
he did the fake wrestling.
Him getting slammed around.
Yeah, there's a video of him
He's
doing
a
it.
fucking Chuck E. Cheese wrestler.
So at least we know that's real.
He fought people in high school gyms in between cheerleading competitions and karate tournaments.
Oh, good lord.
Like, Keem, did you ever see like those? Did you ever see like those old-fashioned backyard wrestling VHS tapes where like there are three guys that are 400 pounds and one skinny fuck throwing each other in tables? That's basically what he did.
Yeah. Oh, good lord.
Yeah. But
he was terrible. Look, dude, I've watched a lot of professional wrestling, and he sucked. He was basically most of the videos that you see of him. He's a jobber. He's just in there flopping around, getting his ass kicked. And there is a role for a jobber.
Look in the Google chat, Keem. That's one of his fights where he just gets smacked around by a big man baby.
Oh yeah, let's watch that.
Oh, I love the fact that entire conversation went from between Andy and Tonka of "you're the bigger pussy" to Andy saying "you can't get your dick hard." Vamp told everybody.
She did though.
Vamp told us all you can't get the totem pole up there, Chief. What's the problem?
Oh man! By the way, Dick, what are your thoughts on the evening? I guess give your summation and what you were thinking
look,
watching.
You guys
this.
are asking a lot of questions for a guy that apparently doesn't know his own name.
That's true.
I don't know what the plan was. I don't know what name got written when, where. I don't know what and apparently changing his name was so unnoticed, so small that Nick couldn't even tell which was the new name. Did you guys? Was that right?
No, yeah. Nick's like, oh, what? And then the commissioner and the promoter or whatever, but both the guys that were talking about this said it was fucking weird. Right?
None of it made any sense.
Yeah, no, I mean they run fight promotions and shit, and they're both like, yeah, this is really fucking bizarre.
It's because for a long time he hasn't used his real legal name, which is Michael, because the name Michael Pilkington, when you Google it, it brings up his dad, who is a convicted sex offender who was arrested in the 90s for trying to rape a girl that was under the age of 15, and he died in prison 2 years ago. So Tonka never went by that name. He started going by his name Robbie Pilkington, his middle name, and then he started going by Robbie Vio, his wrestling name. But he's been writing on all of his shit Robert fucking Pilkington for years. But the fact is he's never legally changed his name. It's still Michael Robert Pilkington.
Zoom, you gotta stop. You're gonna put Alexa out of business.
Man of the hour is here.
Man of the hey, Nick.
There he is. I was about to send him the link.
The hero of the hour.
Nick Rekieta. Oh my God. By the way, let me be honest. We were watching the stream for the first 20 or so minutes, and we were like, "Oh God, what is going on? What is happening here?" Our opinion was quickly changed by the tenor of the program.
That's Nick's move. That's the Columbo move.
Oh my God!
He did a
and he's just like, "I'm so drunk. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening here." Oh, and just man.
No, Nick, I gotta tell you, I gotta hand it to you. You gutted him like a fish, and at the end, he thanked you. That's some good fucking lawyering. That's all I got to say about that. That was fucking masterful.
And he's still not going to take credit for it even now. But go ahead, Nick.
My job is always to get as much truth as possible from people. And I think we got quite a bit out of it.
I would say, yes.
So that's that. I was I'm always worried about how people will take whatever I'm doing. And I don't know how things are going to play out when I'm talking to someone. I have an idea of what I'm looking for from people, when I'm going, asking questions, but it takes time. It takes time to get to that truth. And I know that the internet is not a fan of time, but lawyers are fans of time because we bill by the minute.
Well, when you started setting the timeline and you're like, wait, I want to establish the timeline, I was like, oh shit. Once I heard that, I was like, oh fuck, he's fucked. Like once you started going there, I was like, that's actually what lawyers fucking do.
I'm glad the hostage situation is over, because he tried to get him to fuck off that stream like 18 times and he didn't want to go.
I mean, you were saying it so nice. You were like, "Hey, man, if you want to go, I'll let you escape." And like, no, he wasn't taking any hints at all.
Well, he was welcome to stay through all of the super chats, but so many of them were hostile. I figured he wouldn't want to deal with them.
I love it. But so many were hostile. I think that's your line, man.
I thought you were very fair. You asked very,
Honestly,
you were very fair, weren't mean, weren't hostile, and it still was funny as fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I can do my best. Like I said, I tell everyone who's worried about coming on my stream, and I'm not saying that Tonka was. He didn't ever express any hesitation or anything. Don't want to misrepresent, but I had a pedophile who tried to, a convicted pedophile who tried to ruin my career on stream, and I treated him with respect. I can treat just about anybody with respect. So,
you're comparing Tonka to a pedophile?
Whoa! Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm just fucking.
I am several gins and whiskeys into this, sir.
I'm just saying, like, well, I can treat anybody with respect. No, I'm just fucking with.
Well, I know you won't say 100%, but if you had to guess, Nick, who's responsible for this fight not stop happening?
I'll say it. Tonka 100%. No, I mean, look, I am fully willing to entertain his perspective on it. I legitimately don't think he blames himself 100%. I do appreciate that he gave himself at least 20% blame. I think that was actually big of him based on how these things kind of go.
20% was big of him?
Yeah, no, I mean,
a very strong 20%.
Nick is a more Christian person than we are.
A very strong 20%. I will give him credit.
CRP, can you give me your email in the side chat so I can add you to the fundraising team?
But yeah,
Listen,
go ahead and wait. Go ahead.
It's really easy for an internet personality where people can't verify anything and will never fully come out based other than what they release, right? Like the chats that go to Andy, between Andy and Tim, and the chats that go to Tonka and Tim will always be based on what Andy or Tonka releases, because Tim is not going to release anything without authorization from the venue. So of course he's not going to say anything. But so those chats are all we'll ever have to work with. So based on that and the fact that you can hide behind the internet no matter what the reality is, I think saying a strong 20% is a big admission. Now, my personal perspective of it is based on what I've seen. There has been no reason given by the promoter other than Tonka not turning in an appropriate name on his blood work that matched the name on his contract. And if that's the line, what the hell else do we have to go off of?
And by the way, I asked the panel this already, or kind of pointed it out. He said that he changed the name because of a prank call. By the way, I didn't actually make the prank call, but I was on the line while the prank call was made, full disclosure. I think you probably heard it already.
I disavow.
Yeah,
disavow as well.
Disavow, but it was fucking hilarious. And I knew he would use it as some type of excuse later on. I kind of regretted it after I did it, because it's like, oh, fuck, he's going to, I mean, it was hilarious in the moment, but later I was like, yeah, of course he's going to use this. Now, he said he changed his name. Now, first he said, well, there's a lot of reasons, but he explicitly pointed to the prank call. And if that's the case,
this is the Southern Poverty Call Center call.
Yes,
that we're talking about. Okay,
yeah,
I want to make sure
you've heard it, right?
No, I never listened to it.
Okay, well,
I've heard about it.
I could play it now, but we have so many people. I'll play it before we go off the air. Yeah, Nick says no. But okay, so he said that was the main reason that he changed his name. And he changed his name, or tried to. It's still not changed at this point. To the name that he signed on the contract originally. If that's the case, why did he sign that name back in November? If that was his reasoning for changing his name, like, that doesn't add up.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, because one thing he's hanging his hat on is that if you sign your name and then change your name legally, that doesn't void a contract. And that's true. I mentioned this on stream. People get married. People change their names all the time.
Well, that is
true. Still go on.
But if you sign with a fake name originally, it's not the same thing.
That's a weird question. Why would you?
And the thing is, Nick, he hasn't even legally changed his name. He just filed this on Monday.
Yeah.
Right. Which is
nuts.
Which know how long that takes. It takes a while to get all that stuff done and to get into probate court and to sit in front of.
How do we even know he filed it? Let's be real.
Well, and if his plan was to always change his name, which, I mean, he signed that name back in November, why didn't he get off his ass and do this, you know, in December sometime or
because
something?
he can't stand. He can't.
Well, that
walk.
could be part of it, but I don't know. It's just not adding up.
I think we know the answer to that. If he really did sign a name that was different than his legal name at the time of the original contract, and he waited for 3 days before the fight was coming through to broach the subject and have it be an issue, then this was something he set up a long time ago as a way out in case Andy ever pushed it to the limit where they'd actually have to show up in Knoxville and fight.
And that's what somebody actually, I forget who it was. I don't mean to disrespect, but somebody sent me a message or a tweet, and they said that he actually picked this out because he knew this was the one thing that would void it. You know what I mean? That would keep the fight from happening. This was the type of red tape that they couldn't get around.
And they potentially couldn't sue him because Nick, you know, if he signed with a false name or an incorrect name, the contract is void and he can't be held responsible for it, can he?
I mean, he could be held responsible under traditional contract law, but that doesn't mean that he could be held responsible under the contract he signed. I'm sure any fight promotion has all sorts of get out clauses because you got a fighter who could be sick. You got a fighter who could get injured. You've got a fighter who could test positive for illegal substances. You got a fighter who could, you know, any number of reasons could come up that could cause a fight to not happen. So I think it'd be really hard for the fight promoter to sue him unless they could prove some sort of fraud. Now, this is the type of fraud. The question, of course, for Valor is, do they think they can squeeze blood out of Tonka?
Oh, they'll never.
No.
So what are they going to get? A fucking 88 Prius from the lot? And I wish Andy were still here because he said something interesting earlier on. He said, oh, you know, the contracts did have a really easy out for both of us, but Tonka didn't take it. So I don't think Tonka wanted to openly say, I don't want to fight. I think he wanted a way to make it look like the system forced him out of the fight, so it's not his fault, right? That's the 20% jet, the hollow gesture of I'm not completely responsible.
Yeah, and I was bragging about knowing the system too. Like he was going on and on about rules, and he gets really excited, and then goes like a dictionary about holds and places where you can get sanctioned in another state. Seems weird that he wouldn't know that you can't put a fake name on a contract.
He doesn't even know the licensing fee. When Nick asked him that, he completely froze up.
Oh, you know what? Okay, hold on a second. Your chat's giving me shit. Oh, they didn't make a Prius in '88. Hey, on Tonka's car lot, they've got Mercedes and Benzes. Okay, I don't think you understand how Tonka deals with fucking cars.
And this was let's be very clear about something. There is no state on earth that will put together an MMA bout between two spurges on the internet in 5 days. No way will a licensing committee in any state do that.
Let me tell you, there was actually a wrestling promotion. I talked to the wife of the promoter on the phone about 30 minutes before I went on the air in Piedmont, Alabama, which is where, you know, the area that Donga lives. Excuse me, Tonka. I shouldn't say that. The same county that he lives in, actually old associates of his, and they said that they would host the fight. And I said, well, wait, how is he going to get licensed by the commission? And then they told me, well, the commission doesn't really care. And they never come to our fights anyway. And if they did show up, you would just have to pay $30, and we'll still host it anyway. But we don't have a cage, and it's in a ring. It'll be in a wrestling ring. And I'm assuming if that was one of the offers that he was talking about on your show, by the way. And I'm assuming if they don't have a cage, they probably don't have an MMA trained referee. With somebody could die. Yeah. Imagine somebody actually, you know, really got seriously injured at this event. They probably don't have proper medical staff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do, but I would
is this
doubt
like
that.
Is this like that sports entertainment shit wrestling goes with? It's not really a fight, so they don't need the same regulations that actual fights.
No, they said they were licensed for MMA and wrestling, but the commission didn't really care.
I got one thing that I just thought of, right? Somebody should have pressured Tonka to prove that he had a hotel room booked.
He didn't. I checked all the hotels and
because if he didn't have a hotel room booked, I mean, obviously that means he was never planning on fighting.
He didn't. I checked all the top 10 hotels.
Wait. Let me ask Nick. What do you think about that offer down in Alabama?
My thought is the second a shin kick to the back of someone's ear kills someone, that everybody gets shut down in Alabama, whether or not the commission was there or not. And the commission, there's no way. Like, think of the risk in putting two non-professional fighters in a ring with minimal gloves and allowing
Nick,
no
I don't mean to
rules.
cut you off, but I mean, we are talking about Alabama. Are you sure?
They
you
allow
sure?
that in Alabama. I actually spoke with the Alabama fight commissioner about 9 months ago. It was one of the other parts of my video, and they said that when it comes to low budget wrestling that's pre-scripted and pre-recorded, they don't require stringent laws or checks or stuff like that.
Yeah,
No,
but
I-
we're talking
I'm
about a fight.
sure.
We're talking about a fight, though.
Yeah,
We're talking about.
Yeah, they're not licensed to have the kind of fight that he's talking about. I think.
But I
the guy
actually
just wants
talked to
watch
the
Tonka
woman on the
get
phone,
checked out.
and that's what she said, that we don't really care, and that they're
It's
not going to be worried
It's a
about
uniform thing that when they want to get licensed by the uniform rule for the ABC Boxing Commission, especially for UFC, they have to pay a $25,000 surety bond just to get the license for a fight that only lasts for 30 days. You can look it up.
I mean, the promoter may say that they can do it, and sure, we'll do it under a wrestling license, but you're talking about something that would be all over the internet, and I don't think anybody's thinking. Maybe the defense for all of this is that nobody's actually thinking about what the reality of what this would do and how this would blow up is. Someone, I was talking to someone about the fight in general, and they're like, no one outside of this community knows how many people would be tuning in and showing up to this fight. Because the very fact that they're in Valor Fighting, they're an undercard fight, and everybody there is going to be there to watch the undercard fight and leave before the two women slap at each other in the main event. The very fact that that's the reality, no one inside this thing is thinking. I think the wrestler, the moment he sees that hundreds of thousands of people have the potential to see his illegal fight promotion, he backs out in a heartbeat.
It's all well and good when they're thinking about the publicity and getting some extra cash or whatever. I think the reality would probably be a bit different. Plus, it's Piedmont, Alabama.
But wait a second. I mean, 100,000 people tuning in, so we got 200 from Donga. Where's the other 109,000?
Now let me lawyer.
Devin Tracy's bringing in 700. Didn't you see his claims?
I said the potential. I was going off of Andy's sub count alone. The potential for 100,000 people to see it. I will not be bound to words that are not mine.
I mean, I would guarantee you they would eventually see it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but here's the reality. There isn't going to be any fucking fight, okay? I mean, we can gameplay all kinds of crazy-ass shit, but at the end of the day, come this weekend, there isn't going to be any fucking fight.
You had to think, though, that there was going to be a fight. You said you spent $1,800 on a new camera.
Yeah, I know, but I bet against Ethan and I fucking won, and
You won $20. You're down $1,700.
It's a moral victory, motherfucker.
You had two bets, one for $20 and one for 18 grand or whatever.
By the way, he also bet me $20, and I can put this to Jim and the panel can answer as well. Wait, Coach, wait. You bet me $20 that within the next 10 days, Donga would delete his channel and his internet presence, basically.
Yeah, and I extend the offer to all present. $20 says that.
There's one bet, Coach, that I want to see you win. It's the one about Destiny committing suicide.
No, wait. Jim,
disavow.
Jim, do you
who
think
who wants to do $20 on Destiny off against?
All right, let me ask, Jim. Do you think?
I'll do $20.
Do you think that Donga will delete his channel?
Well, I know there are a lot of people, Kumite fans, that are pissed off. Like, I saw like 3 or 4 of them talking, saying, I either bought the pay-per-view, or a couple said, I was going to fly down, I got tickets, I got a fucking hotel, and what the fuck am I going to do now? I think that's going to put pressure on him, but I think for him to delete and walk away forever, it's going to take like Vamp or Failure flipping on him.
He's already flipped on Vamp. He said she's on her own and she's a liar.
Them to flip on him, not the other way around.
I think he's already alienated them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'd have to see one of them come out and say something, because that'll open the floodgates, and then he will leave. But until that happens, he's going to stick around saying 18,001-0, and it's never going to end.
I don't think he'll.
Well, the thing is, there hasn't been a Kumite in the last 2 days. I don't think there's going to be another one.
No, I agree with.
I'm tuning in for the next one. I'll tell you that.
I don't think
we all are going to tune in for the next one.
There's not going to be one. He skipped it on Monday. He skipped it today. I doubt there's one tomorrow. I think he's just gonna fade into the sunset.
He also lied to you, Nick, on stream when he said that recording with AIU is pre-recorded, because if you actually listen to the very end, I think it's like 44:03. AIU asks him about the fight and when he's gonna head to Knoxville, and he says, "I'm leaving in 2 days on Tuesday because the fight is Saturday."
Well, that's
and he
just
says that flat out.
isn't it?
I'm watching this footage, this old footage of Tonka in the wrestling ring and stuff, and there's no way that guy could actually be in an actual real fight. He's too skinny. He's just so skinny in this video that you sent me.
Oh,
yeah,
there's more.
Yeah,
He's
no, I
even
told him
skinnier.
he looks like he kind of reminds me of like a bassist from like a 90s
Yeah.
metal band.
He looks like
yeah.
He looks like Tom Hanks from Philadelphia. That was my description of him.
I mean, I'm not even roasting him, but if you're that skinny, you can't really do that much in a fight. Like you got to have some muscle.
He looks like a 7-year-old that a pedophile stretched out to make him seem legal.
God, no.
Rude.
He's got like he's got like a hunchback to him. Like he walks around, he's got kind of like a hunchback. Like no.
That's what the oxyberries are for.
No, I was genuinely hoping that he that it was all a ploy, that he didn't get on camera because he actually bulked up like 30, 45 pounds, and he'd really been working on this and taking it seriously.
Well, he said he got fat.
Well, that wasn't the bulking up I was talking about. But I hoped he had, put some muscle mass on and some training into it. I have no, who
Now,
knows?
wait. He turned his camera on. Did you not see him during any of that? Or
was he sitting?
He did not have himself on stream. All I saw were his fingers.
Oh,
okay. Was he standing?
Were they fat? Were they fat? Were they fat?
Relative to a driver's license, they were maybe
Nick,
overweight.
wait a second. Think about it. Don't dox his fingers. You're a lawyer. You know what I'm
Yeah, they looked like they could be chubby fingers. I don't know. It's hard. It was really hard to tell. In all honesty, I saw the very tips of his fingers. I couldn't read hardly any of the documents that he posed because the camera wouldn't focus on him. So it was really tough to tell. But I did not see him personally in any of the pictures.
Just his fat little fingers.
Old lore, Tonka's is just too scrawny to fight. New lore, Tonka's actually really fat and he doesn't want anyone to know.
Oh, dude, there was just so many ways out of it for him, man. He could have came on your stream, Nick, and he said, "Look, I messed up. I tried to change my name to get out of this. People harassed me or whatever. I wasn't thinking about it. I messed this whole thing up. I do want to fight. If there's a way we can still do it, I'll do it. But I want to apologize to all the people that are going there. I know people are going to call me a pussy. Fine, it's my fault that this isn't happening. But I do want to continue to fight, and I hope Andy will work something out with me." That's all he had to say. Perfect PR.
He's never going to say that.
Perfect PR.
Never going to say that.
Yeah, I mean,
he didn't say it until the end. At the end, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry for the part that I played in this getting canceled."
Which was only 20%, 80% Andy. 80% Andy.
A strong 20%.
Well, I'm calling that commissioner in the morning, and I'm going to see if I can get this pushed up another day so we can do this fucking fight. Because he said he had everything on deck and that he could send it in and have it all signed in one day. That's what he told Nick on the show. So if I can get them to push it one day, he should be able to submit it.
God, I love the fact that the Keem went on there because I remember doing streams really early on with Andy with Tonka and Failure, where they would talk about the famous people they know, and they name dropped you quite a bit. Oh, Keem has been on our stream. Did you know that we talked to Keem? And then you go on there and he treats you like a bitch. Like, Keem, are you a fucking idiot? Don't you understand how this works, Keem?
Yeah.
I mean, far be it for me to call anybody a liar, but the idea that he has everything that he could do to make this fight happen is obviously nonsense.
Of course not. It's just
the promoter
wants to rake him over the coals.
Yeah, the promoter wants this fight to happen. Of course, they've got to know based on the 0 pay-per-views that they normally get compared to however many they've got under Andy Warski, that they want this fight to happen because anybody could cancel. I know the tickets are non-refundable, but if push came to shove,
they were non-refundable after Friday, so like he could have told them he wasn't going to show.
I'm sure if push came to shove, you say they're non-refundable because the card is locked on Friday, but on Friday this fight was on and on Monday it's not. And that promoter gets scared and refunds tickets on an individual basis.
Yeah.
especially with a demand letter from.
Yeah,
from
but
a
how does
lawyer,
that? How does that work with airfare and hotels though? Like you get the venue money back, great, $30, but you're fucked on the hotel and the air.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying from the venue's perspective, they face the possibility of refunding probably half the audience or more. Not that the audience is going to do it, but they face that risk, right? And so they want this fight to happen and anything they can do. So if Tonka had sent them, enough documentation to prove that it was him, of course they're going to put the fight on. They got an extension. If it's a matter of 45 minutes to 3 hours Monday night, they're going to get the commissioner to sign on because the commissioner wants it to happen too.
Yeah,
everybody wants this to happen because this is money.
That's
into
exactly
Tennessee.
why I'm going to try and push this tomorrow, because that guy was really cool to me when I talked to him, and he just texted me before and said that we could talk in the morning. So I'm hoping I can push this.
You make a great point. They would do whatever they could to make this happen, but apparently, Tonka wasn't playing ball. And here's the thing: if you are a Tonka fan and you're listening, if you're still here, one of you 20 people, you might have went and bought a ticket, paid for a pay-per-view. You might have bought, excuse me, I'm tired. You might have bought a hotel, but did Tonka buy a hotel room? Let's try to find out if he actually bought a hotel room. Because if he cannot provide proof that he bought a hotel room to go there, then he was never planning on going there.
I called the top 15 hotels on TripAdvisor, and I called under all of his names, under Failures' names, and under fucking Vamp Candy's names.
Well, see, that was your mistake. The top hotels, you should have looked up Motel 8.
Yeah, those are out of the price range.
I mean, the top hotel is like $50 a night.
Already out of his range.
That's too much.
Oh God, I don't need Alexa anymore. Zoom, what's the weather?
What's the weather in my location?
To be honest, it seems like the promoters did do what they could to get the fight going. They gave them an extension. They were trying to work through this name change thing, and they were like, Tonka, you have to give us information on it. He never did. To their credit, they tried to do everything they could.
It's 31 degrees with ice, Keem.
Zoom,
thank you.
Zoom, you overlooked something. Are there any reservations out in the area? Because maybe he's staying
not
with
a real
relatives.
Indian. His mother's Puerto Rican.
Oh my God! Zoom, can you tell me Tonka's DNA?
Yeah, I actually have his whole family tree if you want to.
He does.
He claimed that his dad. This is how I wound up figuring out that he lived at his grandma's house. He is so stupid that he got into a conversation with somebody that he thought was a fan, Keem, and he sent them a picture of this Japanese guy.
He actually zoomed. By the way, he did that to me. He sent me that same picture.
Did that to you
yes,
too?
he sent me that same picture, and he's like, "Here's why I don't say anything."
And he
claims
this guy.
He's the head of FBI cybersecurity or something.
FBI cybersecurity program.
Yes.
So I look into this, right, and I actually found out that through this guy Greatest Goyam, he got his family tree, and we actually got the adoption papers. It turned out that his grandfather adopted a Japanese man after World War II, and that was his uncle. So that was his mother's brother. So we look and we find his uncle's wife on Facebook, and there's like this picture of them in grandma's house, great grandma's house apparently, and when they're in great grandma's house, if you look on the wall behind him, you see the same cop picture and the same picture of Tonka's mother on the paneling wall of the double wide trailer. And then you go and you look, and it's the same double wide trailer that his grandmother lives in. And he said that that was his house in the conversation on Twitter. So that proves he lives with his grandmother. And then SBCC, because Tonka pretends he lives in Florida, and he uses Failure's PO box as his leeway to prove that he lives in Florida. And,
this is sad. I mean, real quick. I mean, this is so sad because you guys know, with all that yelling, Grandma didn't sleep a wink tonight.
Oh, of course she didn't. I feel bad for her because she's like 92.
Oh, poor woman. No, this is just sad.
Hold on, I'll upload the
name
pictures of his
change
family.
stop Zoom.
To tell you the truth, I prefer
doesn't.
not to see them because it's just too depressing. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like calling the courts and canceling the fucking name change and saying I don't want to go to probate court because I have all his information, including his social security number.
Oh God, what the fuck?
No.
Okay, I'm up.
I disavow.
Even I have to disavow that one. Jesus.
Jesus.
Oh, hey guys.
Skin suit.
Yeah, look at the time. I gotta.
No, wait. Fuck.
I'm really tired.